Happy Friday, everybody. It is chamber check-in time. And today I'm so excited to share with you all a new program that the chamber has spawned. And I have the producer of the new Idaho Cutthroat Business podcast with us today, Mr. Jeremy Field. Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, how's it going? And I think that's an appropriate word to say that we spawned it, since the podcast is called the Cutthroat Business Podcast. Yeah.
I love it. Hey, before we share this new program that the Chamber's offering, I get to thank our series sponsor for these Chamber check ins. Jeremy, you know it's Delta Dental of Idaho, and Delta Dental has been the nation's leading provider of dental insurance benefits to Idahoans for over 50 years. They provide dental insurance benefits to individuals, families, businesses, retirees, you name it. And they do it with best in class products and services. So, with that, I get to share a fun factoid from their Truth series. Here we go.
Hey, did you know that the Statue of Liberty's mouth is 3 feet wide? That's a serious set of chompers.
I haven't put that one on in a while. Thank you, Delta Dental, for your continued partnership with this program. Well, Jeremy, hey, this is fun for me to help share a little bit about you and this new product that the Chamber's offering. Um, First of all, I want to introduce you. So, Jeremy Field is our Senior Director, Government and Community Affairs Manager here at the Chamber. Jeremy has a BA in Political Science from BYU, a law degree from the University of Idaho, and a master's of public administration from Idaho State University. And with that type of acumen of education, we're so glad to have you on our team, Jeremy.
Oh man, I love being here. I love working with you, Paul. And anyway, it's really fun to be here. So thanks for putting me on your great program.
Awesome. Well, hey, we're here today to share a little bit about this new podcast. So we've got these chamber check-ins, and they're great videos and share member stories. And with all the different medium opportunities for people to get information, there's another one that I'm not as familiar with, and it's podcasting, audio podcasts. And I hear a lot about it. People are reading books and are listening to podcasts and audio books when they're driving. Tell us a little bit about this Cutthroat Business Podcast and how it spawned.
Yeah, well, definitely. It really is kind of a reflection of things that I enjoy. Every day on my commute, I'm always listening to something, but I do have my favorite podcasts I like to listen to, books. I still call them books on tape, but I love listening to audio books as I drive and go to and from Meridian from downtown. And the podcast is just an opportunity that I always kind of wanted to listen to about just things that are local. I like listening to things that are happening nationally. I follow policy and business podcasts, but never anything specific to Idaho. And so this was an opportunity for me to be able to say, man, this is stuff I'm interested in, that I really love. And how do I make this something that our chamber members are able to benefit from as they go to and from work, once a week to throw on a podcast.
Hey, with that, you had mentioned some of the things that you're passionate about and are interested in. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and your history of work and how you got to land at the chamber?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny when you reflect on things of how where you are in your life. I remember I had a really set plan that I was going to achieve by the time I was 25, that was going to put me on a trajectory to do certain things. And I just laugh when I think about that. But when I got done with law school, I was not really looking to become an attorney. I wasn't looking to become an attorney, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'd put this investment and time into a law degree, and it was an interesting education. But I came away with the opportunity to work for Senator Risch. Before law school, I'd worked for Senator Craig in D.C. Really enjoyed being a staffer for a congressman, or I should say a senator. And Senator Risch let me be his regional director in Pocatello, Idaho for 9 years. So that was amazing. And I got to learn a lot about government, and I got to learn about people as they dealt with federal agencies, the stress that brings in their lives, how you help them mediate those concerns. Just listen to people be frustrated in general with what has become a very difficult body that is the United States Congress.
Yep.
And so that was a lot of fun, but worked from there and really that's when I got the master's in public administration, because I love local government. I love that it's the closest to the people. We just fell in love with that. And when I got done, I was actually thinking I was going to work for the city of Pocatello, doing planning and economic development. But when an opportunity came along to work for the Small Business Administration, Senator Risch kind of went to bat for me. And so I got to work for the Small Business Administration for 3 years, from 2018 to 2021, the end of 2021, or beginning of 2021. And that was a blast. I got to go advocate for entrepreneurs full time. It was a big thing of what I did for Senator Risch, because he's on the Senate Small Business Committee. But the Small Business Administration is has such a wonderful mission, and it's so fun to go listen to entrepreneurs and see how they've used different products to succeed, and just enjoy their stories. Which again kind of led me to this podcast of learning from. I got to learn so much and feel their energy and delight in their success stories. And that's what I want to do with the podcast is help people, share those stories of inspiration, what I learned, what we can all learn from people as they go through their challenges and their successes, a lot more through the challenges. But anyway, after the SBA, I was able to become here and do government affairs for the chamber, still get to advocate for small businesses, but specifically to my hometown here in Boise, Idaho. So it's really fun. I'm just glad to be here.
Thanks for catching us up. I was diving into your LinkedIn today, and you've done a lot of different things with the Small Business Administration, with your time with Senator Risch's office, and grant writing as well. I saw that. Lots of different skill sets that we're so glad to have you on our team. So Jeremy, with this Cutthroat Business podcast, and help me, I'm ignorant on the podcast. How do we tune in, and what type of platforms are you streaming these audio podcasts on?
Well, the podcast will just be available on wherever you listen to podcasts. If you're an Apple user, Apple Podcasts are the way to go. A lot of people love Stitcher, or as well as Spotify. It's just a giant platform. They have been able to acquire big name talents that I'm sure many people are familiar with. And so those are the big three that I can think of. And we're available on a bunch of others too, but wherever you listen to podcasts, we're there. When
are these podcasts going to be aired? And what is the frequency of this product?
Yeah. So we're going to drop our podcast on Monday mornings. The first one will be released on January 24th. And we'll do that weekly. Every Monday, we'll have a new conversation with a business leader or a policymaker around the state, and just learn from their professional and life experience, and take away neat lessons from what they've learned. Our first guest on the 24th will be Andy Scoggin. He was a former VP with Albertsons, to tell about their really just incredible story when big box stores really started to get into groceries in the early 90s. There was a disruption that eventually led to a lot of stress for Albertsons Corporation. And Andy was there when a lot of the stores were being sold off, and then was part of that this 8-man team that brought it all back with the incredible employees of Albertsons to figure out a way to bring them back from the brink. And the way they did it was, what is the best part, is that they trusted their people, and they knew that if they trusted their people on the ground, that they'd have success. So we kind of go into that, and then a little bit what Andy's up to now after he's retired. Albertsons had their IPO. Andy retired from Albertsons, but he definitely hasn't retired from the community, and is looking to help the next Joe Albertson succeed. So that's our first podcast, and
cool.
That'll be on January 24th.
And Albertsons has been such a huge community supporter and investor. I can't wait to hear that. Also, another new program that is enhancing the government affairs team here is something that went live today called Advocacy in Action. Why don't you bring us up to speed on that new product as well?
Again, that's kind of a reflection of something that I've always been interested in. I love when I have a few minutes to myself, being able to look at something quickly or listen to something quickly that catches me up on something. And so Advocacy in Action is a catch up for people. If our chamber members are busy, they're entrepreneurs, they're working more than a 40-hour work week every week. And so the Advocacy in Action is a quick program that allows people to see what's been happening in the legislature. We'll only do this during the legislative session, but the idea is that I present the bills that the chamber is tracking and advocating for or opposing in the interest of our members. And so people know that, there's a lot of stuff that happens with the chamber. We do a lot to keep people informed on what's going on in the community. We do a lot to let them know about the things that we're doing for them. But this is a way I hope is really easy for them to consume in just a few minutes, that they can see bills that we're interested in, why, and how that can impact their business.
I think it bridges the gap as well between the legislature and the business community, kind of draws a tighter line, just so that we're more informed. I think it's so important. It's one of the things that we've been wanting to do for a long time is really educate members and the community on the value add that the chamber brings. When we're lobbying for a bill, or if we have businesses that have issues that need legislative support, we can say, hey, on behalf of our business community and 1,800 members, this is important to us, right? I love the corporate income tax reduction opportunity that can happen. That only helps us compete with those businesses that are looking at expanding or moving to another state. And if we can compete against our sister states with, Utah and Montana and Oregon around us, that could rise all economic tides.
No, 100%. Between just a record surplus for state funds, along with the ARPA dollars that were passed by Congress last year, and including the infrastructure bill that's passed, Idaho is in a lot of states, but Idaho, just because of how conservative this state runs with the budget, we are in a position to do a lot of things that the states wanted to do for a long time. And so this session will be, it'll just set new standards for what we can do in a year because of the funding that's available. So a lot of exciting things are going to happen. We're excited to keep our members informed of what that means for them and their businesses and their families. But yeah, it's going to be a big session.
Well, thanks for your time and devotion to helping keep us informed and helping, keep our businesses under your wing as well as the session continues. Historical opportunities. I'm going to put on the scroller on the bottom of the screen some of those platforms that people can find the Cutthroat Business Podcast. Again, Jeremy, you said Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Stitcher. Those are just spelled out there for you. Again, January 24th will be the very first episode of the Cutthroat podcast. And then today was the very first Advocacy in Action. You can find those archived on the Chamber's LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter accounts, as well as I'm sure they'll find a landing page on our website in the weeks to come. Jeremy, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure to share these two new products that the Chamber's producing.
Oh, well, thanks, Paul. Everyone knows Paul. He's universally loved here at the Chamber as well. What a great person to work with, and the energy and tone that you set for our organization is something that I truly admire and appreciate. So thanks for giving me a chance to share what we're doing, some new stuff we're doing through your wonderful platform.
I love it. That's the only thing that's constant in this world, right, Jeremy? Is change.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Hey, have a great weekend with your family. I'll see you on
You as
Tuesday,
well.
buddy.
Yeah, thanks a lot.